Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining that Discord group, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode, and let's get ourselves started. So I'll set us to our defaults. Let me know if there's anyone who would like to begin today, or if there's anything we'd like to set up for the first match. In the meantime, I will hop into Discord. Whoop. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I'm all set. So let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today. Don't all volunteer at once. Core is available? Okay, great. In that case, I will send an invite over to Core. Let's see. Let's get you in here, Core. Okay, but that does mean we're looking for one more person then to play with Core, to lead things off. Let me know if we have any takers. Core, did that invite go through? iRotor's available in just a few minutes? Okay, no worries. Did that go through, Core? Let's see. It says you're invited, but not yet in. Oh, also... Boop. Okay. Let me resend that one, Core. Just in case. That was weird. Did that go through? It said you were in remote play when I tried to send you the invite, so it seems like it's a little behind right now.
Can you invite me again?
Oh, I just resent you one, but I can do it again if that didn't work. There we go. Okay, and it looks like we can get in iRotor for a few matches in just a bit, but if there's anything we'd like to see for this first match between Core and iRotor, now that we have a sense as to who is going to be playing in these matches, maybe that gives us the context we need to formulate whatever requests we might have been scheming. Otherwise, of course, as always, if we don't have anything in particular in mind, we can just have the players take their preferred teams. That always works. I would start setting up core, but you never know for sure who is player 1 and who is player 2 until you get both people in on remote play, and even if core is the first one in here, sometimes crazier things have happened. Alright, iRotor is ready. Perfect. In that case, let me send you the invite. Did that go through? Because I didn't get a sound effect. I feel like usually I get a sound effect. Or, no, usually it pops back up here. There we go. Okay, great. So now if you guys could confirm who is player 1 and who is player 2, that'd be great.
I still see the overlay that you're somewhere else.
I do too. It says please hold. Input is disabled while you're.
Oh.
Okay.
What about now? Sorry,
Yeah,
I might have been tapped. My
That's
bad.
good.
I was tapped out that whole time apparently, and I didn't even realize. My bad.
Now my controller's not working at all. I can't do anything.
Oh? Okay. What if we do this?
Yeah, my controller's not doing anything.
I cannot do anything either.
What the heck?
At least I don't see my cursor. Let me try to change firmware.
Let's move people around a bit. What about now?
Now I'm player 1.
Oh, perfect. We just
No,
needed to have you set for player 1 and player 4. Okay. Who is it gonna be, Core? Chastity today?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Let me get your names in. Ugh. That is not how you spell iRotor. That is. There we go. Alright, great. Okay, so I've not seen any requests from chat, which I think may mean that we're just doing a normal match here, no specific stuff, so just your preferred teams. Taking it easy. Warm-up match, I suppose. That's alright. So let's get started.
Greetings, exiles. You heed the summons to the Isle of Kaelma. You shall take part here in a glorious tradition. May further shame befall whomever fails. The withdrawn stand prepared. The chastity stand prepared. Who shall stand together here this night?
Alright, so as we were saying, no requests for this first one. Entirely up to you. So iRotor will go Prayer Beads on Almer. Core will go for a Leeching Gilman.
Exile.
Webbed Lanthorn Raji for iRotor. Quick Throwing Birchroot for Core. And now a full Fate team with banishing throws on Dalbert, Fry Rotor. And extra starting Pyre Life on Snadra is Core's final choice. So alright, here we go with our first rite of the mat of the day. And it is Almer who teleported but got banished. Gilman down as well. Bertrude for Core. Nearly eluded Raji, but Rotor at least momentarily wins it back, but Core wins it close. Rotor's Pyre, able to throw it in quickly for 15. Almer first to the orb, but also gets banished. Quick throw from Core, and it is just enough. Oh, for full damage, no less. Almer again. Banished again. Bertrude for Core, and it works once more. Once again for the full 30. Almer can't avoid banishment, but Dalbert follows up, and he plunges for 20. He did not have Prayer Beans, so he is now gone for this round. Almer does, though, so he'll plunge here, and he will be back.
The orb is up.
Core, first to the orb. Rotor delaying a little bit here. Banishes Core's defenders, but meanwhile, Core's still able to throw this one in for 11 damage, but also 10 leech.
End the ceremony.
Almer banished. Core. Worm throw is intercepted. And one score, potentially all that Core needs here, so Rotor needs to be careful. Here comes Snadra. She's banished. Dalbert avoids one defender. Can't avoid Core's recovering defender, though. Almer. Ooh, black magic jump, although he might have been able to go straight in. Dalbert, locked here, but wins it back, but had no stamina to avoid the defenders. Core, unblockable Crone throw to seal the deal.
The chastity prevailed.
GG.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side. Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll just turn off the sermon intro. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so unless we have any last-minute requests here, perhaps we'll just have the players take their preferred setups once again. So let's do that.
The withdrawn shall now face the chastity. Welcome.
All right, so we're at the cairn.
Who shall conduct the rites?
And Rotor once again will go Prayer Beads Almer in the first spot. Or mixing it up, though, as he goes with a Jomir's Fang Rookie.
Exile.
Then Raji, once again, Fry Rotor.
Kamatha.
Triesta's Plume on Hamatha for Core. it's once again full fate for Iroder. Wow, Core will finish his team with an exploding Gilman. Iroder first the orb and first to score here, quickly plunging for 20. Curs collide. But it's Cores who makes it in here for 20 damage on that plunge. No prayer reads though. So that means Core is now without Rookie and a little bit more space for Iroder to maneuver in, and that helps set up this 20 damage plunge. Dalbert can't make it past the defense. Hamatha cornered, but banishes the defenders, scoops up the orb and immediately plunges. Core first the orb, but got banished. Dalbert. Just enough stamina to leap over the defender that time. Almer, who misses the mark first and second time, but third time was the charm. That means one score, potentially all that Iroder would need here. But it won't come from Almer, at least not on this occasion. Nor will it come from Dalbert. Everyone down on Iroder's side. And Triesta's Plume given a little bit of extra damage on Core's plunge there. But Iroder still able to finish it with that 20 damage plunge.
Good game.
And such a well-conducted victory it was.
GG.
The rite is complete.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
That one snipe was pretty good.
Well, let us know, chat, if there's anything you want to see for the next one. Otherwise, as we were saying, we can always have the players take their preferred teams. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so suppose we can head back in and once again just have the players take their preferred setups.
The withdrawn.
Well, we find ourselves on the boat.
Welcome.
And so we must ask ourselves, do we embrace the boat magic? Or do we just treat this like any other rite?
Sap.
And it'll be, well, a sap in the first spot. Of course, usually the question here is to what extent do players take demons? But both players leading with a sap. Then, quick throwing Volfred for Iroder. That's 2 saps.
exile.
More Triesta's Plume Harp plays for core here. So it will not be entirely saps.
Demon.
And that's more what we expected to see, a speedy Viz Paleth. As well as a leeching Ignarius on Core's side. Alright, so here we go. In what is more of a sap-centric match than perhaps we might have anticipated. Although Core does set up the Brazen Manor, and has the potential to get a ridiculous value on a plunge from one of those Ignarius Brazen Manor plays, although it is Iroder getting a sap plunge for 25 here with Volfred. Orb locked down by Core's sapling, although it is very close to being blocked by, or well, now it's blocked by Iroder's as well. There is the Brazen Manor play, now active. And now that Core has taken some damage, he can get more value from that leech. But it has expired. Does he try to renew the Brazen Manor? Well, he loses Ignarius now. And so it's Iroder's turn to embrace some interesting boat magic. Not necessarily airtime, as that was more sliding all over the place on that occasion.
Into the adversary's flame.
Core. Zoxiana, no switches into Volfred, but back to Zoxiana. Might be waiting for Ignarius to make his return, but he is still banished. Now he's back. Didn't see if he snuck in the Brazen Manor there. You have to imagine that's what he's trying to do. Definitely did do it now. So there's the switch, and there's the plunge. So 40 damage and 20 leech for net 60 points on that play there from Core. So that is the high risk, high reward setup that when the stars align is the most valuable type of score one can have. This time a more straightforward 20 damage harp plunge for Core though.
Seem to be falling behind.
Or with Volfred. Not for long. Is Paleth. Gets a little bit help from the boat magic, but opts for the throw, just 9 damage there, rather than go for the 30 damage plunge, but of course does mean that Viz Paleth is still in for this round. Exploding Sapling helps remove some of Core's characters, and now there's more real estate for Volfred to exploit, but not enough to get the throw off. Brazen Manor now active hole on Ignarius. And the boat magic certainly seemed to help him get up to the pyre on that occasion.
It is taken.
Volfred. No time to throw. Zoxiana switches in. But Volfred, unable to get the job done for Core either. Palmas. Just too quick for Zoxiana. Although Zoxiana eventually does catch up. And she successfully completes the counterattack there. Triesta's Plume active for the extra 5 damage, which means Iroder sitting on just 10 Pyre life, but of course both players have saps. So you have to imagine there is some rekindling that will be quite relevant at some point in this match. Is Paleth, ooh, once again, go for the throw right next to the pyre. Of course, is safer, does mean that Viz Paleth survives for another round, but less damage, and instead, Iroder has to settle for 18 from the sap throw.
Good.
Palmas taken out. Zoxiana retreats. Gives it back to Volfred. He starts making his move, but not enough time to charge up the throw. Well shielded from Volfred, but Zoxiana switches into Ignarius, who is then banished. Suddenly counterattack for Vids. Once again, Iroder opts for the low damage on the throw, plays it safe rather than going for the big damage in exchange for losing Vids in the next round. Saxiana switches in. Ignarius does remove all of the starting Pyre life from Iroder's Pyre, but here is the rekindling, and it is 50. Core's throw not quick enough. And oh, nearly saw Palmas get pushed into the Pyre by Core's character, Saxiana. That is the rare negative Harp push. Didn't quite end up happening, though. So no one back defensively. There's the quick throw from Palmas. Good for 25 here. Saxiana. No luck that time. Bullfred for Iroder. Rushed down, if you can ever say that about a sap chasing an opposing sap. Or remains unclaimed. But Core wins it back, close to Iroder's Pyre. Plunges. 30 damage and 15 leech. No Brazen Manor on that occasion, but it does mean that one more score, potentially, all that Core would need here. And there it is.
The chastity prevailed.
Again.
GG.
And what a crushing victory it was. The rite is done.
Alright, well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Okay, so let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for our next match. Otherwise, as always, we'll just have the players take their preferred teams. Not seeing anything right now, though, so maybe that means we'll once again just have the players take whatever they'd like. Hold on a second. Oh, I thought we got two boats in a row.
The chastity.
Now that would have been crazy.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites? Alma.
But Iroder is back to Prayer Beads on Ulmer as his lead. Tor will go Speedy Bertrude. And then Webbed Lanthorn Raji for Iroder. And Lady Vera with Aura's Scale on Core's side. And Vanishing Throws on Talbert. It is once again the Triple Fate setup for Iroder. And an exploding Milda. Interesting choice. Don't see that very often on the Crones. Nor do you see a second Crone on the Chastity all that often. The raiment color. Not one that I'm sure I've seen before. The throw just enough on it for Core to get 22 damage there. Almer was first to the orb, but first to get banished, and unblockable Crone throw is good here, this time for 21 damage. Ooh, Almer falls just a little bit short of the Pyre there. And Core was trying to get 3 in a row with those Crone throws, but didn't have enough time to get it off. Lady River. Earth throw. Just oh, no, that was not a throw. Must have caught it and then plunged for 15. Don't think that was the intention, though. And now Almer makes it in here for 20. Four. The throw intercepted. Almer counterattacks successfully here. Almer, this time going the other way, but still not quite enough on the second jump to make it into the Pyre. Instead, gets banished. Bertrude, trying to juke out the defender. But instead, it's Lady River.
Poor exile.
Now just Raji back for Iroder. But Delbert returns just in time. Gets his stamina back. Hops around the defense and in. Plunging for 20 here. Now he does not have prayer beat, so he's gone for this round.
Drawn hunger to prevail.
Ooh, and that was a speedy Bertrude, but not speedy enough. And Almer not speedy enough on the jump to avoid getting banished. And the throw for Core lands here for 29, dropping our rotor down to just 13 Pyre life, which means one more score, potentially all that Core would need here. Any of his characters would potentially have enough damage, including Lady River.
And it is done.
And there it is.
The chastity prevailed.
GG.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, well played, you two.
If anyone wants to get in for a little bit, I have to go for a little bit, but I'll be back.
Okay. Well, Norv requests customize off. So does anyone want to take Core's spot and jump straight into a customize off match?
But ignore.
Yeah. Anor may have done it to herself, who knows? Anor's like, you know what? That sounds great. I'll take that opportunity.
GG's, Iroder.
Thanks for stopping by, Core. Let's get the invites for Anor. Oh, and I guess before I forget, let's do that. Let me know if I need to resend that invite, Anor. I don't know, for some reason it feels like I'm not getting the same feedback from remote play that I usually get when I send the invite, so it's not immediately obvious if they're actually getting sent or not. Can't remember if it's a sound effect or it's a pop-up, something that's just not happening. So there's a chance that didn't go through? It was sent, okay. Steam Remote Play being Steam Remote Play? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, let's try it again then. Maybe it's best if we try it again. Okay, let's try this one. There we go. That sounded better. Perfect. Okay, and I take it that's a Nor there as player 2. Alright. Let me set you up then. Perfect. Okay, so you are not the Chastity. You are the Nightwings. Okay. So yes, we have the customize off. We could technically still do an arena. We could still do a song if either of those are of interest. Otherwise, we will have randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. Won't even get to see what those things are in advance. Just going to get thrown straight into the action. Not seeing anything else, though, so maybe it'll be customize off and just that. And let's see what we end up with here.
The withdrawn
Well, it's
versus
Iroder's home arena. Ash and Colt for the extra starting Pyre life. 2 harps, 1 crone. And it is a... Oh! Wait, is that a saluting Almer with Black Hoof? That might be the most cursed combo I've ever seen, along with Lendl and Tizo for an orb. You can teleport to the orb, but you cannot pick it up. It does seem like that is the case. Shoulder smash on Lendl.
banishment.
And Fairy Spirit on Tizo, I think we just confirmed.
The withdrawn
So Anor able to throw it in for 15, and we saw that Iroder had the extra 30 starting Pyre life. So we already do know several of the talismans, in fact. Ooh, Iroder going for the off-the-wall jump. You have to respect that. But instead goes straight in here, plunging for 30.
now to the flame.
Iroder with Tamitha, also considering going off the wall, but instead Harp pushes in, and also gets 10 leech in the process. More talismans confirmed here. That's Fell Swoop on Saxiana as well. Lendl goes the throwing route. Good for 20. And Anor is finding a way to still make use of this very unusual Almer setup. Anor does have a portal, but Iroder was blocking it. Also, I was gonna say, the number of moon drops was just ever increasing. You had to imagine at some point someone was gonna pick one up. But Iroder wins the orb back, plunges in for 20, and also gets another 10 leech.
The withdrawn banished to the
Almer
last.
may not be able to pick up the orb, but he is finding ways to contribute, as we were saying.
The devious
Creating enough time and space for Lendl to throw this one in because Almer had banished everyone else.
zap.
Now Tamitha
Beauteous.
makes her way in, plunging for 20, once again leeching 10.
Now go on. Just
Almer
once more.
banished. Saxiana
And it is
makes it in for the win.
the withdrawn prevail. They overwhelm their adversaries utterly.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
Now let's head on back. Yeah, having the inability to pick up the orb with a saluting savage is pretty brutal. But, I mean, Anor found a way to make it work. Defensively, at least. We'll set back to our defaults, but let us know if there's anything we want to do for the next one, of course. Not seeing anything at the moment, though. So, of course, if we don't have anything in particular, we can just have the players take their preferred teams. So why don't we do that?
The withdrawn.
And it is at Anor's favorite arena.
The Night Wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
But no requests. So our rotor can take whatever he wants, and he goes with prayer beads on Pamitha. And for Nor, it's Titan Tooth Rookie as the lead. Speedy Viz Paleth for Iroder. So looting Prayer Beads Birchroot, so she'll be able to transform all of Iroder's characters into defenseless howlers once during this match. Iroder will take Titan Tooth on Ulmer. And then Webbed Lanthorn on Pamitha for Anor. Titan Tooth stuns Iroder, but he's able to switch out of it using the Harp Salute. Anor, though, coming back with Birchroot here, but she's banished. Ulmer for Iroder makes it in, plunging for 20. Pamitha switches to Vizpaleth. And it is Vizpaleth, plunging for 30. Ulmer again. No prayer beads for him this time, though, so he's now out for this round. But it's Vizpaleth, and she plunges for 30 to finish the job.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
They vastly outperformed their adversaries. The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Till the next rite.
So let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. And Inori is going back to turning Customize off here. Perhaps displeased with the way that things went last time with her team, but of course you never know what you're going to get with Customize off. One thing we will know, though, is that we will be at the boat for even more chaos. Perfect. We could still do a song if there is a certain song that we feel characterizes this extreme chaos that we are trying to foster here. You know, or maybe it's more chaotic to just leave it random. Perhaps that is the case. Alright. In which case, let's get started. We'll see what randomized teams the players end up with here.
The withdrawn.
For Iroder, it's a demon and 2 imps. For Nor, it's a savage, a sap, and a demon. And for both players, that demon is Orlek, who is in many ways the most effective at maximizing the boat magic effects, as we are seeing right here. Anor leaping in with Orlek for 25. See if Iroder can return the favor here, as he gets a lot of airtime, but the orb remains unclaimed. Oh, and tried to go on a banishing spree with Orlek, but instead got banished, and gonna take a while to get him back, of course. Iroder does have portals with at least one of his imps, but while those imps were out creating portals, Anor is plunging in with the stowaway this time. No prayer beads for her, she's out permanently for this round. Manly, banished. Both Orleks out, which means a lot of space to maneuver around in here, and Iroder uses that to plunge in for 15 with one of his imps. But Iroder is losing his Orlek once again here. Oh my goodness! Anor's Orlek took flight, checks for the Brazen Manor, does not have it, and had an uncontested opportunity to score there, but instead, Iroder gets someone back, and Anor's going to have to settle for the stowaway. 20 damage instead of Orlek's 25. Stowaway this time intercepted. Counterattack from Iroder's Orlek, good for 25. He does not have prayer beads though, he's gone for this round. The orb is hiding, but the players do remember where it is. Ooh, Iroder trying to sneak through the aerial route. And does just that. Once again, for a 15 damage imp plunge. Stowaway. Throws it in point blank for 20 rather. Orlek. Iroder, ooh, couldn't quite snake his way through, although all the defenders gone. Oh, and the portal was close to Anor's Pyre, but I don't think Iroder saw the sapling protecting against that play. Although that time, Iroder, I believe, deliberately went through to explode, taking out the defenders. Oh, Black Heart on Messenger Imp. Didn't see that one before. But of course, there had to be a Cursed Talisman. This is a customized off match. The portal is still close to Anor's Pyre, but Iroder once again needed to be careful because Anor does have it well guarded here, although that does mean that several exiles were lined up for Orlek's cast. Stowaway on the counterattack, but she's banished, and that means now there's plenty of room for Orlek. Has to cut it a little bit short, though, with the 14 damage throw, as Anor was starting to get some defenders back from banishment. And Stowaway, unbanished here, nearly able to score on that occasion. Well, Iroder's portal did not take him far, so he was unable to avoid Anor's Orlek. But since Iroder was getting a defender back that time, Anor had to rush the throw for just 9 damage. Full 20 from the Stowaway, though. She must have quick throwing talisman. That's several occasions on which the Stowaway has immediately gotten up to 20 damage. Orlek plunging for 25 for Iroder, but now he's gone. And it is possible for Anor to finish this with one score. The Stowaway would not have enough damage, but her other exiles would. But everyone is gone, at least except for the Stowaway right now. So there is the Stowaway, this time throwing for 18. So Iroder holding on with 3 Pyre life. Exploding Sapling gets rid of one of the imps, and then Orlek gets banished as well. That leaves just Messenger Imp for Iroder right now. Tizo makes his return as well. Stowaway sneaks in a throw, but Iroder with the unexpected 20 rekindling. So he holds on thanks to a RITE NITE. Oh, Iroder sets up a dangerous portal there. But the angle was wrong on the jump, so he had to get a second jump in with Orlek in order to land the plunge there. Does still manage to do it, but it means he's now without Orlek. And now I don't believe iRotor has more than 15 damage on either imp, so I think it would take a minimum of 2 scores for iRotor here, and Anor is on the attack. Unless iRotor has some extra source of damage that we've not yet seen, but he has scored with at least one of his imps on a few occasions, and it has always been 15 damage thus far. Anor applying pressure with the stowaway. Then locking down the orb with a sapling. iRotor building up some speed with his imp. Oh, very dangerous portal placement, but the Black Heart, oh, is that? Did he coincidentally get Black Heart on his imp that actually has the imp salute? And is that why we did not really see much Howler stuff happening before? Stowaway, though, once again teleporting to the orb and causing some trouble here. Locked and banished, though. iRotor just needs to find a way to get any number of damage on Anor's Pyre to get Orlek back and bring himself within range of finishing it with 1 score. That is far easier said than done, because here comes Anor. Her Orlek is stopped along with the stowaway. Oh, and nearly an opportunity there. Perhaps this is the moment that iRotor's been waiting for. There it is. It's 10 damage, which is not enough by itself. But now, iRotor back to full strength, and now possible for iRotor to finish this with 1 score. Granted, Anor does have a sap, so it is very possible that Anor may also have some rekindling here. Orlek down now for iRotor, but it is still possible, now that iRotor has damaged Anor a little bit further, to finish it with just the imps. iRotor gets through the portal, close to Anor's Pyre, brings in a second imp. Which one will it be, though? Tries to throw,
Well, now that was exciting.
but instead gets banished. Oh, and Anor had the stowaway hanging out next to iRotor's Pyre, perhaps waiting for a quick counterattack, but Orlek came back for iRotor just in time to stop her. iRotor with his Orlek, oh, big jump. Trying to knock back the defender, but gets banished in the process. Now both players with the long wait until Orlek returns. Anor's will come back first, though. Meanwhile, the stowaway is on the attack, and her throw is intercepted. iRotor was looking for a little more distance on the portal to help him get closer to Anor's Pyre, and that is now the case. The portal is now very dangerous. But now, oh, just 1 imp, and it was in Howler form, but there is the imp salute, which did certainly make a difference on that occasion. Otherwise, that would have been game over for iRotor. But the portal sets up the Orlek teleportation and throw for an uncontested score there. And there is the 10 rekindling, as we suspected, with Anor's sap. Oh, Anor off target with that throw. That could have been game, set, and match right there. Instead, it is a huge Orlek leap for iRotor.
Thrawn prevail. Their adversaries came ever so close.
GG.
The rite is done.
Well played, you two. I know we don't take Orlek very often, and, you know, Orlek on the boat is maybe a different story, but there are still some occasions on which Orlek versus Orlek can be a lot of fun.
Until the stars.
Screw Arlek, I had 2 imps without Flutterfly. That is painful.
You did, however, I mean, usually the imp salute is, I don't want to say useless, but close to useless. But you did happen to have it on an imp with the Black Heart, which was a convenient coincidence. I mean, I guess it was a bad talisman, so the fact that you happen to have a bad mastery that canceled out your bad talisman is maybe not actually all that good. But it's not as bad as it could have been.
I suppose.
It's all a matter of perspective, really. Let us know if there's anything we ought to do for the next one, otherwise we'll just reset ourselves to our defaults. not seeing any requests here, though, so maybe on this occasion we'll just have the players take their preferred teams. So let's jump back in.
The Withdrawn versus the Nightwings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So our rotor is back with the saluting Prayer Beads Almer in the first spot. Which Janor will answer with a power casting Headwind. Webbed Lanthorn Raji, second choice for our rotor.
I think you tapped out.
What's that? Oh, did I tap out? Oh! That was weird. Yeah, that was my computer tabbing out for me for strange reasons. Okay, and it is Titan Tooth on Rookie. And Banishing Throws on Dalbert. Once again, it's full Fate team for our rotor. And Anor goes Speedy Jody. First to the orb is the saluting Almer, though he is banished. Dalbert looking to follow up with a Banishing Throw, clears out some room with that, follows up with a 20 damage plunge, but no prayer beads on him, so he's gone for this round. As Almer tries to find a way to safely pick up the orb, but unable to do so, although I were able to clear out a lot of space with the exploding Raji, which means room for Almer to throw it in this time.
The Withdrawn gained the upper hand.
Almer trying to be careful of the threats of Headwind's big power casts, does eventually find a way to pick up the orb, and Black Magic jumped his way in for 20. Once again, that big Headwind cast. Though Rotor finds a window to pick up the orb, nearly able to wind his way in with another curving jump, but couldn't quite land it that time. This time it's Jody knocking back the defenders, although Rotor's still able to recover in time to take her out.
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry.
Now it's Raji. Locked and stunned. Oh, as Anor was moving in Jodariel to a dangerous position. But nothing comes of it. Headwind. Almer. Locked and banished.
Good.
Jody. Dalbert takes her out. As well as Rookie. Headwind, though, doing what he does best as a defensive specialist. Jody stuns one defender, knocks back another, but lost the orb. Locked again, banishes another defender. Eventually she goes down. Almer curves around, but ultimately his throw is intercepted. But on the second attempt, he's able to jump in. It's interesting. The delays from Almer's teleportation as he does make it in here, anticipating that Anor will use Headwind's power cast. So both players deliberately waiting a little bit before they use their opening move to try to get the timing just right. Because either player could counter their opponent. But here it is, Anor plunging for 15 with Rookie, but he did not have prayer beats. He is now gone for this round. Headwind making his way all the way through. That's 20 damage and also 10 leech. Now he's gone for this round. Almer makes it in. Good for 20. This time it's Dalbert to lead things off. And that might have caught Anor a little bit off guard, as it was almost always Ulmer who was making the opening move, but not on that occasion. And it drops Anor down to just 5 Pyre life. As we saw before, it is possible for Anor to get some leech with Headwind. But as for whether she'll be able to make that happen, that is a different question. As Headwind is banished here, and the orb unclaimed, Iroder teleports to it and jumps in with it.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
They do deserve their freedom after all. The rite is ended.
Well played, you
If you
two.
want, you can like hop in after me,
Until
Cora.
the
So probably
next
playing like
night.
2 more games.
Nothing feels better than shoulder smashing a fluttering imp in this game, says Core.
Shoulder smash is one of the most satisfying things in this game. That's true. As I said, I'll probably be playing like 2 more games.
Okay. Anor says she's also good for a couple more, then probably looking to swap out. Okay. So Nor, I know Core was in earlier, but said he might be able to get in later on, but it looks like we might be trying to get 2 people in that case. Would we have another person in addition to Core who would be able to join us? We don't need to get that other person just yet, but perhaps in the near future. Alright, well, it looks like we have at least 1 or 2 more here with Iroder and Anor. So let us know if there is anything we'd like to see between these two. And Anor is choosing Exiles and Talismans to go the bot route. Let's take a look at what the bot tells us then. What does the bot say? Okay, for Anor, it'll be Gilman with Haub's Wing. That's not going to work. Messenger Imp with Living Flame. That's fine. Vizpleth with Rite Light. That works too. It'll be Bright Wisp for Gilman instead. Okay. That certainly works. So there's Anor's team. Iroder, would you like to roll as well on the bot? I can do it for you if you need. There we go. Okay, so it is Faith Stone on Stowaway, Tailwind Crest on Tamitha, Haub's Wing on Ignarius. Haub's Wing. Chill out, man. That's not gonna work. Remember, you're an imp talisman. Ashen Coal. Okay, that does work. Alright, this is interesting. So those are our teams. And there are at least a few decent setups there. Okay. So, I suppose we could still do an arena, we could still do a song if either of those are of interest. Otherwise, obviously, the Exiles and the Talismans have already been accounted for. But seeing no such requests, let's get started.
The withdrawn shall now face the Night Wings.
Alright, well, it's Iroder's home arena,
Welcome.
and it is an arena
Who shall conduct the rites?
that you can use for multiple different purposes. There is some meme potential here. As for whether the players choose to embrace that or not, that remains to be seen. It's the extra hope on the stowaway, so she should come back from banishment quite quickly, you would assume. And it is Bright Wisp on Gilman, which, for what it's worth, is the correct talisman for Gilman in the first spot, no less. The bot knows.
Sir
The bot
Gilman.
does know. And this was Tamitha, and she was speedy, and that's not bad either. Then the Messenger Imp with the Living Flame is a little bit odd, because that is an offensive talisman, and although it is possible to have an offensive imp, which is the way that Anor built that Messenger Imp right there, usually players prefer to go the defensive route with their imps. And the extra Pyre Life from Ignarius, it's a well-rounded talisman. Doesn't matter too much which character you put it on. Then similar story here for RITE Light on Vids, giving Anor the rekindling. So here we go.
Now begin.
Is the stowaway first. She goes off the wall but gets banished. And a valiant return from Gilman, although he gets taken out nonetheless. And that means Iroda able to plunge here with 30 damage from Ignarius. Messenger Imp, wary of the impending harp cast, although unable to avoid it. Vids banishes all the defenders, so time to throw that one in for 30. But look at how much Pyre Life Iroda has after taking Pyre Life on Ignarius and also having a Pyre Life talisman. Oh, and Iroda elusive there, avoids the defender, plunges for 20 here. And Anor also had additional starting Pyre Life, thanks to her demon. So only now do we have our first player below 100. Gilman
Seemingly unfair.
comes back. Stunning claim. Oh, and well timed, no less. Is it enough for Vids? It is. Just enough for Vids to get a 20 damage throw in here. Gilman retreats, gets banished, comes back, not quickly enough though, to stop Tamitha from plunging for 20. She's now gone for this round as no characters have prayer beads. Stowaway overjumps the Pyre. Oh, and then tries to go off the wall and in, and you have to respect that, but unfortunately for Iroda, it was off the mark.
Too slow, Ignarius.
And Anor does have this portal, which she uses here, knocks back the Stowaway, the only defender at the moment. Knocks her back once more, and there it is. 30 damage Demon Plunge. Patience pays off. But now Vids gone for this round. Iroda trying to answer with a Demon Plunge of his own. Gets stunned with the Stunning Claim mid-jump. But down goes Ignarius, and Anor goes through her portal, which is now covered by Iroda's harp, although Anor's still able to sneak her way through. And set what might be a slightly more dangerous portal position now. But Iroda able to make it in with his harp. Stowaway blocked, banished. Gilman banishes the only remaining defender, although as we saw before, the Stowaway comes back very quickly with her extra hope, although Anor's still able to sneak through with her worm there. plunging with Gilman.
Righteous fire.
And now the stowaway, plunging. And that means Anor drops down to 25. Now, Anor does have 20 rekindling from one of her talismans, the RITE NITE. So 1 score, even from Ignarius, is still not enough for Iroder to finish the job altogether. Demon versus demon. Iroder wins back the orb. But Anor able to, banish all of Iroder's characters. And that means time for a full 30 damage throw
Throwing in the orb.
from Vids. And Iroder had extra starting Pyre life, but does not have any rekindling. So that means both players roughly 2 scores away. Well, there's one of them.
Thing which you hold dear.
Although,
The righteous near
as we were saying, Anor does still have rekindling, so regardless of how much damage this next score might be from Iroder, it would still not be enough, because Anor does have a second life bar. Anor with Gilman, unable to escape the defending Harp. Messenger Imp, though, able to stall long enough to at least get Vids back. Gilman banished. Messenger Imp returns, not quickly enough though. There is the rekindling. As we said, it is 20. Now it is possible for Iroder to finish this with 1 score. And at this point, any of his exiles would have enough damage. No Tamatha in this round after she plunged, though. Stowaway tries, but does not make it in. Messenger Imp blocked. Banished.
there.
Ignarius and the Stowaway against Vids, and now Messenger Imp.
There.
A bit of an opening here for Vids. And if not Vids, then Gilman, but his throw is off the mark. And Anor settles for the plunge. It drops Iroder down to 25 and means no Gilman in this round, but Vids is capable of finishing this for Anor. So it is potentially a 1-score game, but for either player it would, or rather for Anor, it would need to be the demon. For Iroder, though, Savage Plunge will do.
Draw prevail. A narrow victory.
GG.
Yet nonetheless commendable. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Anor's worm kinda cooking. That's saying something coming from Core. Alright, now I know that both Anor and Iroder had said they're looking to swap out relatively soon, so just a heads up, if there is anyone else in chat, I know Core has expressed interest in getting back in, but we may be looking for 2 players here, in which case we may very well need 1 more in addition to Core. So heads up, if there is anyone else who might be interested in getting in, we might be looking to call your names soon. But I think we were saying we have time for at least 1 more here between Iroder and Anor, so if there is anything we would still like to see between those 2, then let us know. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so of course we could just have them take whatever they would like for this next one. That works too. So let's do that. Oh.
The withdrawn,
I thought I might have heard a boat.
the night wings.
Alrighty then.
Done.
In that case, we shall see
Conduct the rites.
how the players elect to choose their teams here,
All
as it is a Prayer Beads Almer in the first spot for Iroder. And a bit of a mirror here, as the Stowaway is using the same setup for Anor. Webbed Lanthorn on Raji. Speedy Jodariel for Nor. So that very well may be a character who can benefit significantly from the boat magic. But Iroder sticks with his typical team today, going all Fate once again. So not making many adjustments, if any, due to the boat. Whereas Nor may have gone with the Speedy Jodariel, specifically for that reason. As she goes Webbed Lanthorn on Tizo. Alright, so both players can teleport to the orb. So usually that means it's a bit of a cat and mouse game. As both players get in each other's heads. Trying to figure out who ought to teleport to the orb first, because whoever goes first is likely to get banished by whoever goes second. But it is Iroder plunging here with Ulmer. Prayer Beads, so he is back, although he got banished quickly after the start of this next round. And here is 30 damage plunge from Jodariel. No prayer beads on her, though, so she's gone, as both of the savages banish each other.
That was the last of them.
And everyone down on Anor's side, that means, so plenty of room here for Dalbert to throw it in for 15. That time, Anor second to teleport to the orb, and therefore
Magnificent.
banished Iroder and got the orb for herself, setting up this 20 damage plunge with the stowaway, and she had prayer beads, so she is back, but now the roles reverse, and it is Iroder who is banishing Anor with the Savage. Ooh, and big jumps, plural, from Jodariel, knocking back the defender and setting up a 30 damage plunge here.
Now end the ceremony.
Once again, this time it is the Savages banishing each other. So a draw on that occasion. Though the stowaway has returned, and the stowaway makes it in here.
GG. One last game from here.
The night wings
Alright,
prevail.
well played, you two.
Their adversaries must be crying tears of shame. The rite is complete.
Okay. Well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Iroder says he's good for one more, and I think Anor was also saying she's looking to swap out soon here. So I think that means this would be the last one between Iroder and Anor, and I know Core has expressed interest in getting in here, but we would need someone for Core to play against. So do we have anyone else in chat who is looking to get in here? Or are we down one player once we have Anor and Iroder check out? Anor could stay? Okay. For a few more? Okay. So I suppose in that case we could still go Core versus Anor. Alright, for a second there, I was wondering if we were on the verge of this turning into our liberation, right? If we were not going to be able to have any more matches after this. But it looks like we should be able to do at least a few more in that case, if Anor is good to stick around.
No,
But yeah,
we
let us know if there
need
is anyone else
the
from
core
chat
versus
who would like to
Vids matchup.
get it. Okay, but if there aren't any... well, let us know if there are any requests for this one between Iroder and Anor. Otherwise, we can have them take whatever they'd like. Not seeing any requests, though, so let's get this one started then.
The withdrawn versus the night wings.
This time at the Nest of Triesta.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Iroder,
Alma.
sticking with the prayer beads on Ulmer. Which will once again be answered by a prayer bead stowaway. Web Lanthorn Raji. Second choice for Iroder. Now a speedy Pamitha for Anor.
Dalbert.
And Banishing Throws on Dalbert. It's the setup that we've seen Iroder use a lot today. And Web Lanthorn Tizo is Anor's final choice. And once again, as we've seen before, it is that game of game theory at the start of every round, as both players have the potential to teleport to the orb with their saluting savages. The timing is key. It is Anor plunging with her savage for 20 here. Here is the race once again. Anor first to teleport, although Iroder does not answer with a teleport of his own. Instead, he delays and scores with the Dalbert instead. This time, Anor first, Iroder second. Iroder gets the banishment, but Anor follows up with Pamitha, who ends up in the lava. Homer, banished. Tizo, and Pamitha, as momentarily Iroder had no defenders there. But Ulmer has returned, as has Raji. The Dalbert is gone for the entirety of this round after plunging in the previous round. Whoa, that was like a carousel. Full loop-de-loop from Ulmer. At that time, teleports to the orb and quickly jumps in for 20. And this time, the savages take each other out. Tizo, back to the stowaway, narrowly avoids banishment, but does get blocked and banished afterward. Raji to Ulmer. Trying to create an opening, and does. Snaking his way around once again, as we've seen Iroder do on several occasions today. Stowaway, sneaking through. Her plunge, good for 20. That time Iroder straight in with Ulmer. And one more of those. Potentially all that Iroder needs here. Ulmer is stopped. Pamitha trying to clear out some space. But instead it's Ulmer. Over the defender and in for the win.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
The scribes themselves surely have taken note. The ceremony is complete.
All right.
Thanks for games.
GG's. Well played, you two.
Jeez.
Until the stars align.
All right, and Core says he is good to hop in now. So why don't we have Core take Iroder's spot then? And again, let us know if anyone else from chat does want to get in. And let's just confirm if Anor is still player 2 or if remote play has swapped to you guys now that we got Core in. Anor, you don't actually have to be the Fate if you don't want to be. This just so happens to have said that it was Phaler, when obviously it was not Phaler who was playing last.
I mean, why not?
Everyone is joining the... Iroder playing a 100% Fate team for 90% of this RITE Night. Anor now representing the Fate here with her Triumvirate. What is happening? The Fate they're gaining power. True, I wrote her. True. Unfortunately. Yes, true. Okay, so we have Kor and Anor here. Is there anything we would like to see between these two? Kor was playing earlier today, so Kor has had a chance to warm up, and Anor obviously was in for the past several matches, so she's all primed and ready to go. So throw whatever you want at them. They're ready. They can handle it. If not, though, of course, as always, we can just have them take whatever they want. That works too. Whatever you guys prefer. Okay, but not seeing anything here, so why don't we just get this next one started then? Anor primed. True.
The chastity shall now face.
Okay, well, also fitting that with all these Fate-themed stuffs today, we get the Fate's home arena. Oh, no, it's... I can't help but notice that Kor is currently leading off with the Fate team captain, Dalbert, which may not be a coincidence. And Anor, who we recently learned has the Stowaway as her favorite exile, instead opts for Ulmer as her lead there. Despite them being the same class. Fate number 2 with Raji in the second spot for Kor. And Titan-Toothed Dalbert, Fate member number 2 for Anor as well. Shooting Star Ulmer for Kor, so he has a full Fate team here. And to the surprise of no one, Raji says, like Thanos, I am inevitable. Full Fate setup for both players. Anor representing the Fate in the Fate home arena. It's Fate all the way down. Titan-Tooth stuns Kor. So Anor able to follow it in for 20 here. I swear, I'm going to call Anor Failure on at least one occasion during this right, seeing a full Fate team representing, being the Fate. My brain is just gonna autofill Failure. Because seeing this, my brain goes, does not compute. This cannot be Anor.
A bit of a blunder.
Banishing throw, though, from Kor, and now I'm messing up Iroder as well, after he's been the one using a whole bunch of Fate today. Everyone down on Anor's side, though. Kor. Throw is intercepted. Anor gets it back with Ulmer, but he's cornered and banished. Kor with his Ulmer. Banishing throw gets rid of one of the defenders. But Ulmer banishes Ulmer. And Ulmer is on the run. Throw intercepted, but Raji has to sacrifice himself to do that, and eventually means that on the second throw, Kor can still make it in there. Dalbert chased down. The other Dalbert chased down. Ulmer banished. Now Kor, with his Ulmer, makes it in here for 16. Almer for Nor. Banished here. But Anor finds a way through with Ulmer, plunging for 20 and dropping Core down to 20 Pyre life, so one score, potentially all that Anor needs here. Here comes Core. No, his Ulmer is banished. Anor's Ulmer, though, is off to the races. And makes it in for the winning plunge. Well, in this Fate versus Fate matchup, the Fate went, and I was gonna say, I mean, if this wasn't summoning Failure, then I don't know what would. GG, well played you two. Now let's head on back. Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. What is the Fate talisman that they use? In the campaign? I don't remember. It's one of the fairly prominent ones, right? It's Dying Flame? Oh. Okay. For some reason I thought it was one that is more commonly used than that. Because I was gonna say, you know, how else could we possibly make an even more Fate-themed match? Only thing I could possibly think of would be for people to take the Dying Flame. Otherwise, that previous match was just about as Fate-like as you can make it. But let us know if there is anything you'd like to see for the next one. We can, of course, make that happen, but otherwise, we'll just have the players take their preferred teams. That works, too. Anor will turn Customize off, though. I mean, maybe we'll get a full Fate team with Dying Light. I kinda doubt it, but it is possible. I don't know, someone could do the math. It is an incredibly low probability of that happening. But you can never write it off altogether. Could still do an arena, could still do a song, but otherwise, exiles, masteries, and talismans are all accounted for here, as we will get the players thrown straight into the match here. Won't even get to see what the setups are in advance. So let's get started. Oh, is it a boat? It is a boat. Beautiful. Beautiful. Usually you have to pay extra for that. It's a demon, a harp, and a nomad for core. It is a demon, a savage, and a harp for an orb. And those may be teams, at least given how they both have demons, that they might have voluntarily chosen to have on the boat. Of course, other details to be determined here, as it is Core with Ignarius, and he gets the extra airtime, but just barely misses the plunge there, as somebody had Black Claw. It might have been Core's Headwind. If so, then that is unfortunate, because Headwind's cast is usually one of his greatest strengths. Ulmer. Nice double portal hop from him, helping Nor plunge here for 20. Tamitha gets rid of Ulmer, gets rid of Vids, and Ulmer, after plunging, is gone, as he did not have prayer beads. But Nor able to make it in here with a 20 damage harp plunge. So, yeah, that did seem like a big demon cast, didn't it? It might be Solium's Horn. You might be onto something there. That does seem like a very effective demon cast. But it is Core who's doing the banishing here. Checks for the Brazen Banner. Doesn't seem to have it. Well, hold on. That's 38 damage. So had extra damage of some variety. Orb. An orb recollects it with Vids, but quickly gets banished. Core with Tamitha. But Nor recovers. And ooh, that was a bit of a speedy harp play there. It was interesting the way that the demons collided there, almost as if they were still on the ground when it happened. There's time for a heat, and yeah, it's 38 damage. Don't know if we've seen anything else to suggest which exact talisman it is. Is it at the cost of hope? Or is it just a pure throwing damage? Well, there's Astral Eye. So it's not at the cost of hope, because that's what Core's harp has. Tamitha. So it's probably the throwing damage talisman for Ignarius then. And conveniently for Core, that happens to be something that he has done on a couple of occasions with Ignarius. So that extra damage is absolutely starting to add up, and one score, at least from Ignarius, would be enough, and if Core is to get Tamitha back, then that would be enough damage as well. But here is a 20 damage plunge from Nor. But she's now without Tamitha. Tamitha sniped by what we strongly suspect may be a Solium's Horn Vizpaleth. But she goes down. Oh, and Core able to sneak under the defender with that extra damage from his harp is enough to finish the job.
Rite conducted with aplomb.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
It's not often you get 2 talismans for extra damage, and with conditions that you can actually meet. Well, I suppose it could have been... You may not have realized you had enough damage on the harp. But if not for the talisman, you wouldn't have. The extra damage on Ignarius and on... who was it? Tamitha? It absolutely added up. You got at least 32 extra damage from that, right? I think it was 32. It was 2 Ignarius throws and 2 Tamitha plunges. And that's what I mean. You don't... I mean, it's one thing if you deliberately set up your team to do that. It's another thing for Customize Off. Especially because we never really confirmed what the condition was, you know, which talisman it was for Ignarius. Because at first I assumed it was at the cost of hope, but then we immediately thereafter saw, no, that was Tamitha's talisman. So I suspected it was the throwing damage talisman, although it technically could have been either Dying or Living Flame, although... it didn't say the talisman name when Ignarius threw it in, did it? I don't think I saw it, but it did for Tamitha? So that is strange, that some talismans announce themselves like that, whereas others don't. Alright, no worries. Okay, chat. This is our opportunity, chat. Both of the players are gone. Scheme something up real quick here. Something totally crazy. Something that they would never expect. We could just leave Customize off and immediately activate it as soon as both players come back. Granted, that kind of requires that they return at roughly the same time. What if we activate Titan Stars? They'll never notice. Until it actually pops up. Alright, and Nor has returned. And Core's returned as well. Perfect. Alright. In that case, I guess we're ready to go.
That's very sus, Lids. What did you do?
What?
The Titan Star.
I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? I didn't do anything. Okay. See, I did nothing. I did nothing.
The Chastity versus the Faith.
And by I did nothing, I mean that I also did not reactivate customize.
Now
I don't.
begin.
My controller. I like
I'm
unplugged it or
controlling
whatever.
Pyre.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I don't have a controller.
How did that? What? How?
Cause I turned off my controller for some reason.
Okay, hold on.
When I
Hold on. Yeah, what the heck?
You should have known better.
I
well,
know I should have.
You're
I
gonna
regret it
need
as
some
soon as I
form
said
of control score. Can you replug your controller? Otherwise...
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
try.
Well, in the meantime, we see there's a Lendl, a Pamitha, and a Volfred on Core's side. We have a Gilman, a Messenger Imp, and a Vorfrit on Anor's side. Core
Okay.
will, of course, be 2 players simultaneously. We also see that Core has 10 less Pyre life, because I think Anor had a damage by 10 talisman, and
We both have frozen soul. Yeah.
yeah, and then Anor also had extra 30 starting Pyre life as well, which is why she has 120 to begin things. That's weird. But anyways, as for, well, I mean, maybe we just see what 1 plus 4 equals for Core. Let's try that. Oh, that's me tapping back in, but... Are you the correct team?
I'm chastity.
No.
Oh,
Can
okay.
you switch it back or no? Or...
I mean, we could just swap, but...
just just go into the like what's it called? Can you switch it in Pyre or no?
Like, go to the menu?
Yeah. And do it like in there. I don't know. Okay.
What about now?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Better?
Nice.
Look at that. Nice and easy. Oh, okay, we're learning more. Okay, should I give you guys a countdown? What do we want? Yeah? Okay, why don't I'll, if you guys just get back in formation. I'll go on this screen. Alright, so I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and on go I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. Love the Howler opening from Anor. Sets up a relatively dangerous portal, although Core is in possession here. With Pamitha. Switches in. Tries to go for a point-blank throw, although Anor intercepts and nearly has a quick counterattack there. Vorfrit banished, although Anor still has it with Messenger Imp. And now Gilman. Vorfrit returns as well. Wants to go through the portal. Core was trying to cover for it. Anor nearly able to sneak through, but Vorfrit does get banished. Lendl goes straight in here, plunging for 20, and as we were talking about before, both players had their starting Pyre lives changed from a series of talismans, actually. Both players damaging their opponent by 10, and Anor also starting with an extra 30. So on net, Core has minus 10, Anor has plus 20. That means that Anor only has 1 talisman that does something other than modify the starting Pyre lives, as Core plunges for 20 here. Core has 2 talismans that do something other than modifying the starting Pyre life. Vorfrit avoids 1 defender, but does not avoid the sapling. Volfred blinks around. Tries to charge up a throw. Does have serious throwing range. Not sure if he had quite enough to make it in from there, though. As Vorfrit banishes the entirety of Core's team here. Anor with an unblockable crone throw.
force of
Good for
will.
30.
The Fate's Pyre now burns relatively brighter.
Oh, and Anor has the Crone Salute. Lendl is returning, but not quickly enough to stop another unblockable 30 damage Crone throw. And that drops Core down to 30. Meaning that there's a chance. One more score from Vorfred at least is all that Anor needs here. Of course, maybe. We've seen so many Pyre Life modifying things. Core might have a right leg. He might have Rekindling coming from Volfred, of course. Oh, and speaking of Vorfred, Volfred, he nearly was able to walk that one in.
Hapless worm.
Messenger Imp emerges from the chaos. But so does Pamitha.
An interesting
Pamitha
exchange.
swapped places with Lendl. Lendl went down. Now Pamitha does as well. Here is Vorfred, Anor's most dangerous character. Lendl
Now to the flame.
banishes the imp, and perhaps that is fitting.
Not much force of will behind
Throws it
that.
for 11. Now, Messenger Imp getting revenge on Lendl.
Now go. Oh,
Lendl getting revenge on Messenger Imp, and then plunging for 20. Never-ending war between Lendl and the opposing imp. Pamitha tries to switch into Volfred, but Volfred goes down. Vorfred went into lava momentarily, but through the portal she goes, only to greet Pamitha on the other side. Core, with Volfred well shielded,
a mere
but not the second time round. Ooh, that was a very quick cast from Pamitha. And she hard pushes her way in for another 20. And we don't think that Core has enough damage to finish this with one score, although maybe he has extra damage of some variety that we just haven't seen yet. But as we've said before with Anor, it is certainly possible for her, with Vorfred at least. Although there is a chance that Core has Rekindling. Here is Vorfred. Oh, and could go the plunging route, and nearly did there. Volfred for Core. Closes in.
a true aim
Settles for
thrust into the
18
fire.
damage on the throw. Well, that does bring any of Core's exiles in range here,
Once more.
including Lendl, although he comes up just short. Nor, with Vorfred, she goes down.
Oh, that's-
Opening here, perhaps for Lendl. Goes for the throw,
It is done.
and it is done.
The chastity prevail.
GG.
They brushed aside their adversaries without too much trouble. The rite is done.
All right, well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
All right, we'll reset our stuffs now, but let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Core is putting us at the Glade. I don't know if we've had any Glade matches yet today. I feel like we haven't. Anything else, or will that be all? Looks like that may be it. So let's get back into the action. Any interest on your end, Phaler?
Chastity shall confront the fate.
Sure, in a little bit. Okay.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Core's going with a Thorned Knot Rookie. And an Or will go Nutrition Stick Volfred. Alright, no worries. Nor looking to go at most a couple more. Including this one. Gotcha. Meta Jodariel from Anor, and Core has 2 Curs. But rather than going triple Cur, he's going Can Singularity on the Stowaway with his final selection. Whereas Anor will go a Super Portal Webbed Lanthorn Tizo.
The orb is up. Commence
Volfred
the
is
fate
quick
of first
and
to
blinks in
strike adversary.
with the help of that Nutrition Stick, setting up a 25 damage plunge. Tizo now.
Banished all of them.
Numbing Gust active, slowing Core down. Knocked back once Jody returns, and now banished. Jody trying to knock back the defenders once again. Does have a portal here, but still gets banished upon exiting through that portal. Core back with his Curs. Not for long. Nor still has that portal, and uses it here to set up a 30 damage Jodariel throw. Volfred, once again, uses that Nutrition Stick to great effect.
The rite is nearly ended.
Jody through the portal, but Core wins the Orb Race. Jody still able to sweep up, and speeds through for the winning throw.
The fate prevailed. Most excellently done this time, I must admit.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, well let's reset ourselves here, but let us know if there's anything else we'd like to see for the next one. Who's looking out for the Curs? This may end up being, by the looks of things, the last one between Anor and Core, so if there is anything else we'd like to Excuse me? My reaction as well, Anor. Hold on, just a minute. Coming from anyone else, alright, I'll take it. But that is not a statement that I expected to see coming from Phaler. Well, anyways, as I was starting to say, I think this may be the last one between Core and Anor, because Anor is looking to swap out soon. So, if there is anything we'd like to see between these two, then now is our last chance to make that happen. So let us know if there's any specific requests that we'd like to make for this next one. Otherwise, of course, we can just have the players take their preferred teams. So perhaps we will just go with that.
The chastity shall take on the fate. Welcome.
Alright, so we are at the cairn.
Who shall conduct the rites?
No requests. So you may take whatever you'd like here. And Core will go for Titan Tooth on the stowaway. And Prayer Beads Pamitha is the choice for an ore. Speedy Jodariel for core. Speedy Jodariel for Nor. Lastly, a power casting Snadra on Core's side. And a Numbing Gust Nutritionistic Volfred for Nor. And it is Jody emerging from the ruckus there at the middle of the arena. Though she gets banished, and now Core with his Jody. Blocked. But brings back the stowaway. But the stowaway's throw is intercepted. Everyone down on Anor's side does activate the Numbing Gust. Jody for Core eventually finds his way through. Stowaway goes for the throw. Lands for the full 20. Anor quick with Pamitha, switches into Jodariel, but Jodariel goes down. Stowaway blocked. Comes back here, throw intercepted. Pamitha on the counterattack, switches into Jody. Jody banished. In fact, that might have been a double banishment. Though the sapling deflects the cast back in Snadra's face, so she banishes herself. Volfred using that nutrition stick to good effect here, but unable to get the quick throw off. Pamitha waits for her teammates to return. Snadra Now Stowaway for Core. Stowaway blocked. But now Jody for Core. Cuts it slightly short. 28 out of the possible 30 damage on that occasion. Stowaway. Vanished. Jody. Rushed down by the opposing Jody, and suddenly an opportunity for an ore. The Stowaway standing in the way. And stuns from the Stowaway. Gives Core an opportunity here to launch his own attack. So Hamatha able to sweep up for an ore, although pushes her teammate into the line of fire on that occasion. Jody, however, using the hockey pucks to good effect here. Although it might have been the hockey puck that stopped her at the end. Ooh, and Volfred caught out there. And the Stowaway able to jump in for 20. Hamatha quickly to the orb, switches into Jody. Jody dispossessed and now banished. Core's Jody brings back Snadra. No Stowaway in this round after she plunged. And now temporarily no Snadra. Volfred blinks out of the way and banishes Snadra. Time for 25 damage, sap throw. Stowaway straight in here. Good for 20, and that drops Nor down to 17. Now, Nor went all the way down on the left side with her sap, but I think she still has 10 rekindling. So even if Nor is to score, or rather, even if Core is to score, Nor would still have a second life bar as Nor throws it in with her sap. Oh, and there is such a score from Core. And there is the 10 rekindling we anticipated we might see from Nor. And Nor, that has got to be the closest thing to a last-second Harp Salute swap that we've ever seen, as that really looked like we even saw the animation for the Harp plunging, and then midway through, it changed into Jodariel. Snadra stopped just before making her way into the Pyre. And one score, of course, all that Core would need here. And there it is.
The chastity prevail.
GG.
Meanwhile, their adversaries wallow in defeat. The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Alright, and I think Anor had said that she's looking to swap out now. And Phaler had said that he might be able to swap in? Is that right? Anor would like to swap out. Okay. Phaler, are you good to take Anor's spot here? Sure thing. Awesome. Alright then. Thanks for stopping by, Anor. Good to have you. Catch you later. Now this for Phaler. We wait for... There we go. For him to show up on Steam. As he has now done.
What up, people?
How's it going, Phaler? How are you?
Doing good.
Nice. Alright, well let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see between these two, as Core's been going for a while now, but this will be Phaler's first match of the day. Now, Phaler, everyone, and I do mean everyone, has been playing non-stop Fate stuff. So what team would you like to be today? Are you going to continue to be the Fate, or is today just opposite day, and now you're going to pick this to be the one
opposite day, yeah. I'm feeling that that worm first, going Pyre Hearts. You know, this is the way it's meant to be.
he was saying Kerr bad earlier is what maybe it truly is just opposite day. And by it is opposite day, I mean that it's not opposite day. Yeah, you know, you pretty much immediately get yourself into a paradox with that one. Okay, so no more fate. Instead, it's Pyre Hearts for Phaler. So let us know if there's anything we'd like to see between these two. Otherwise, we could, of course, just have them take whatever they'd like. But seeing no requests, sure, we'll give them a chance to, at least Phaler, a chance to warm up here.
The chastity shall now face.
It'll be the Isle of Kalamer.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Kor goes power casting Snadra for the lead. You know, if Kor was playing the Fate, now I'm just tempting Fate, but if Kor were playing the Fate, and Phaler were playing the Pyre Hearts, then that would really mess with my head. I mean, this is already messing with my head. As it is a Webbed Lanthorn Messenger Imp in the second spot for Kor. And Phaler goes Prayer Beads on Zoxiana. Last one for Kor is a Speedy Ignarius. Whereas for Phaler, it's Webbed Lanthorn Messenger. Alright, so here we go for our first matchup of the day between Phaler and Kor. Though, don't be surprised, as the Pyre Hearts have scored here, but that was not Kor. That was Phaler playing as the Pyre Hearts today. Phaler here with Messenger Imp. Trying to avoid Snadra, and does.
Not the messenger imp.
Not the Messenger Imp. Series of explosions. Takes out a lot of Kor's defenders, although Kor still in possession here. Big cast from Snadra, and time for her to throw for 20 and leech for 10. Another set of explosions, creating space for Zoxiana to throw this one in for 20.
Now to the flame.
When, to be honest, although Phaler went for the explosion there, it looked like he had made it in between the two defenders and might have been able to just outright score with his worm if he had chosen to. But instead, it's Kor plunging for 20 here. And now that means he's Snadra-less. Iggy, blocked and banished. And Kor momentarily defenseless. Phaler quick enough to capitalize on that opportunity with a 20 damage Harp Plunge. Snadra, banished. Zoxiana for Phaler. Somehow finds a way to not get blocked on that occasion and finds his way in for 20. Iggy, all by his lonesome at the moment, although gets infinite stamina after going through the portal. Blocked. Banished.
In turn.
Now, Zoxiana with infinite stamina for Phaler. She's banished. Snadra. Stopped just short of the Pyre.
Well, now that
And bought Phaler just enough time to get his imp back for a defensive stop. Zoxiana. Somehow eluded 2 defenders there.
the Pyre Heart's fire now burns relatively brighter.
And Phaler nearly found another way to sneak right in between the defenders. But instead it's Core plunging for 20 and leeching 10 with Snadra.
The chapel.
Iggy. Blocked. But now banished.
Good.
Hillman. Throw is unblockable if it's on target, but it was not. The imp is seemingly directly on top of Core's Pyre. Oh, and Phaler nearly able to push Core away from the Pyre to prevent the score, but Core still able to make it in with Ignarius on that occasion. And that means Phaler's down to just 10 Pyre life here. Zoxiana. Can't find a way through on this occasion. Snadra. Banished. Snadra returns. Through the portal she goes. Messenger Imp versus Messenger Imp. Messenger Imp wins. Zoxiana with infinite stamina. But I believe Snadra has Shoulder Smash, so Phaler being cautious here. But does, once again, find a way through the defenders.
That's it.
And Zoxiana, again, finds a way in here, this time for another 20, and dropping Core down to 25. Still don't think Phaler has enough damage to finish this with 1 score. Would need to be 2.
Unfortunate
But-
for the chastity.
There's 1 score.
Stricken from afar.
So now we have ourselves a sudden death match. Snadra for Core.
Banished.
Banishes the defenders, but gets banished herself. Phaler has the portal. Oh, and well-timed stunning claim goes through the portal for infinite stamina. Not quite quick enough to make it all the way through with Zoxiana there. Now Snadra, she's stopped. Zoxiana, infinite stamina. And no one to stop her from plunging, and so Phaler takes the win.
Their fire nearly was extinguished there, but no.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Worm bad.
Bro, I was laughing the entire match, bro. The freaking, the imps
Until
were
the
hilarious.
next right.
The Isle of Kalimur imps?
Yeah, yeah. Blocking my, I hated the imps that game.
There was
You hated the imps. There was one right on your pyre that like held
I
me
know,
back.
it was
times.
hilarious.
Unreal.
for a
And
very
half-
long time.
Half the time there's just a wall right in the middle. I can't do anything with that. You just get the orb the entire time. That's funny. And that last thing, I don't know how I died.
Do you have to? Vengeful Vow, Last Laugh, Harp Explosion. There's no telling how you die.
Imps
Could be
giveth,
anything.
imps taketh away. True.
I'm confused. Are you being sarcastic?
No.
Well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. As we had some imp chaos this time round, but we could do other imp stuff or something entirely different, if that is of interest. As Anor turns customize off here, so who knows what we'll get in that case. Could still do a song, could still do an arena. Those things are still options, otherwise characters.
Oh, okay, I see what happened. Okay, you pushed your worm into me. That's what happened. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, not seeing any arena or song requests, so I think we'll just go for the customize off here.
The chastity
And we're at the book
shall take on
for core.
Pyre hearts.
Does 10 damage to Phaler's starting Pyre life. Core has an Imp, a Nomad, and a Sap. Phaler has the most stylish man in the downside, Delbert the Cur, and Orlek,
Has been scathed.
as it is Core plunging for 20 here to lead things off with Lendl, although he did not have Prayer Bead, so he's now gone. This is Orlek going on a banishing spree, and suddenly, Orlek with lots of time here to throw that one in, and we also just learned he has Celestial Spike.
The orb is up.
And Fairy Spirit, which gives infinite stamina to Delbert. But Lendl has back here. Brings back Messenger in. And an advanced portal
Was rather
helps Core get a quick 14 damage from the throw, coming from Lendl. Here's Orlek, knocking back one defender, but blocked by the second. And the orb big enough to stop Orlek.
the orb sails
Just
forth
enough
into
time
the
for
flame.
Core to throw that one in for 15 with his Imp, as Phaler was about to get someone back from banishment.
Why, that
And Orlek banishes everybody once again. Orlek goes for the throw, has to cut it slightly short here as Core was getting someone back, so it's 21 rather than the usual 25 damage. Phaler does pick up the Moondrop for infinite stamina on Orlek, although Orlek does get banished. Throw from Core. Gareth in position to intercept.
unfortunate for Delbert.
Palmas through the portal
The orb's
And time.
engulfed.
for a full 25 damage on the throw. And that drops Phaler down to 16, which means one more score might be all that Core needs here. But Orlek might have something to say about that, as he banishes 2 out of the 3 defenders.
Such fervor.
Series of banishments, everyone down. Momentarily, at least, on Core's side. Now Delbert looking for a way through, and does find one.
Purified.
Plunging for 20. And has either prayer beads or built-in prayer beads, because he is back.
One triumvirate
As
stands
Orlek
alone.
banishes everybody. So Orlek, it's time to throw it in for another 25, and suddenly, we may have ourselves a sudden death match here.
The chastity
Core does have a
is
sap,
gained
so there is a
in
chance he has rekindling. In which case, Phaler would need at least 2 scores. That we have not yet confirmed. Core moving his pieces in toward Phaler's Pyre,
exchange.
but both of them banished. Now it's Delbert. Oh, and he has Titan Tooth as well. But everyone down on Phaler's side. Delbert with the last second return. Lendl tries to fake him out, but can't. Orlek is back. Can banish with the throws, but doesn't need to on this occasion. Knocks back one defender. Banishes another. Banishes another. Banishes another. Everyone down on Core's side. Does Core have rekindling?
Divine
Yes, he does.
intervention.
10. So now we have a sudden death match. Orlek down. Gareth banishes one, teleports to the orb. Blocked. Banishes another, but then gets banished himself. That leaves just Delbert.
Tis taken.
Delbert versus Lendl. Lendl brings back a friend or two. Here comes Messenger Imp. He banishes Gareth.
No sign of
Everyone
fire
down on
from
Phaler's
our-
side. Time for Core. Core stalls, however. Gareth returns.
Vanished.
Banishes 2 of Core's exiles. But Core still able to finish the job.
Let chastity prevail.
GG.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked. The rite is complete.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Alright, well, we'll reset ourselves to our defaults, unless there is something in particular that people are looking for this one. If so, let us know. If not, then we'll have the players take their preferred teams here. Oh, okay, we have the Herald for a song request. That might be our first song request of the day, oddly enough. Have we had one earlier? I'm not sure that we did. Anything else? Or will that be all? I think I got him. I think I got him.
Let's see.
Your rhythm
so,
was
too.
too predictable, Thaler. I think it might have been too predictable.
Chastity
I got him!
shall now
Nice.
the essence.
All right.
Welcome.
New plan then.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Right, it is Nutritionistic Volfred for core here. And Prayer Beads Tamitha for Phaler. Now, he was, of course, previously playing as the Pyre Hearts, but now I have caught him in a split second in which he had changed over to the Essence. He said that will change his plan. We did, of course, see him take a harp in the first spot. But that does not mean an entirely harp team, as, of course, that's Jodariel. Core took the Stowaway in the second spot, so that was a first Savage. But here's a second, with the Banishing Throws Ulmer. And Titan Tooth on Ignarius for Phelan. Volfred, first to the orb, but unable to get the throw off, and that was quick from the Stowaway, I believe that was. Ulmer banishes one with his throw, banishes two with his throw, banishes a third with his cast. And time to throw it in for 20. Although 150 starting Pyre life, so even after that throw, Phaler's still well over the usual starting threshold. But it's 13 damage from that sap throw. Jody, banished. Ulmer threatening to banish with his throw, and does just that. And this time, throws it in for 20. Jody. Ulmer. And now Ignarius. Blocked. And Titan Tooth stunned, I believe. Phaler was there, although did have just enough time to get his defenders back into position. And speaking of defenders in position, Phaler nearly able to catch Core out of position. As everyone was banished on Core's side, but Core took the Numbing Gust. So while everyone is banished on Core's side, Phaler is unable to sprint, jump, throw, or use any other special abilities, as we saw for a moment there.
Yes.
Stowaway.
That was the last of them.
Here it is again. Phaler slowed down. Tamitha switches in to Jody, but she's blocked. And stunned, no less, by the Titan Tooth. And this time, it's the Stowaway teleporting, then immediately jumping in for 20.
Good.
Volfred No time to throw.
Vanished one and all.
Everyone down once again for core, but difficult for Phaler to do anything with that opportunity when the Numbing Gust is active. So waits until someone does come back. Gets the orb back. And this time, able to plunge for 30.
The essence seemed to want their freedom more. The chastity
No time for
vanished to the
a sap
last.
throw. But there is time for a demon plunge. That means Phaler now without Jodariel, but suddenly, Core's defenders are out of position, or at least the ones that were in position have been banished. So Phaler once again able to plunge for 30 with one of his demons. This time it means no Ignarius for this round. And no one back to stop Almer's 20 damage throw. And now both players back at full strength. Jody knocks back everyone,
And it is
setting up the winning plunge.
Siege.
essence prevailed.
GG.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted. The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to do for the next one. It is starting to get a little late, so this might even be our penultimate rite, the last one before the Liberation Rite, which would mean the last one in which we would take requests. So if there is anything in particular that we would like to see before the night is through, then this may very well be our last chance to make that happen. Is there anything we would like to do in particular, or will we just have the players take whatever they'd like? Not seeing anything request-wise. Oh, let me reset the song, though, at the very least. Phaler, out of curiosity, you said that you were changing... Yeah, you were changing your setup because you were the Essence. Is that actually true? Did you pick that team specifically because you're trying for a change?
Yeah, I would have gone Worm first otherwise.
Okay, interesting. Alright, so yeah, not seeing any requests, so we are reset here, and Phaler is back to being the Pyre Hearts. So let's get started.
The chastity versus the Pyre Hearts.
Alright, and it is
Welcome.
what would, under normal circumstances, be Phaler's home arena. However, as we are seeing, Phaler is not representing the Fate today. Seemingly everyone else has been, but not him.
Sir
And we
Gilman.
see both players leading off with Gilman. So although, well, both players are taking a team other than the Fate, and neither player is taking a full Fate team, which is in some ways the thing that we had seen lots of people do earlier, whether they were selecting the Triumvirate, the Fate, or not. It was a lot of Rajis, Almers, and Dalberts. But that is not the case here, as it's a Webbed Lanthorn Messenger Imp, not Raji, for core. And Phaler will go Prayer Beads on Tamitha. Core will finish with a speedy Jodariel. And Phaler will finish with a Thorned Knot on Lady River. Worms collide. Jodariel emerges, but she's blocked. Wins it back, and plunges for 30. Titan Tooth stuns Core, and then Stunning Claim stuns everybody. Though no one is coming back from banishment, so it's just a pause for the sake of pausing. No one who is the only exile capable of moving, as we oftentimes see, is the preferred way to set up the Stunning Claim. But Phaler, able to plunge in here for 20 with his harp, and Tamitha had prayer beads, so she's already back, as we see here. She stalls. Banishes a defender. Orb inadvertently hits Core's Pyre, bounces out, and helps him get into an attacking position more quickly. As Tamitha gets the orb back quickly, dodges the defender, and makes it in for another 20 damage plunge. Tamitha again here. Eludes one defender, and makes her way in. So Phaler doing a good job of plunging with his Prayer Beads Exile. As that was a very strange angle to the harp cast, but either way, Core finds room for a 30 damage Demon Plunge. Gilman can't find a way over or around Messenger Imp. Here's the Stunning Claim for Phaler. This time he is able to make it to the... Oh, was he able to make it? So he was the only one able to move? Like Core countered with his own Stunning Claim only to help set up Phaler. It's a strange series of Stunning Claims, either way. Hard to make much sense out of it. As, Core was looking for the throw, but his momentum took him in for a plunge. 15 damage either way, although it does mean that he is now without Gilman in this round. Jody for Core. Somehow not banished by Tamitha on that occasion. Here is Tamitha, though. Now, offensively, nearly hard pushes her way in, but stopped just shy of making it in. And Jodariel with some space. The Stunning Claim just in time to help Phaler get his defender back and stop Jodariel from what might have otherwise been a game-winning score. Jodariel with it again now. Phaler trying to block that portal.
Simply monstrous.
Both players anticipating the portal play. There it is.
'Tis taken.
Tamitha for Phaler. Not quite close enough to pull off the harp push. Tamitha. Or rather, Jodariel. Against Tamitha. Banished by Tamitha. And now Jodariel returning the favor. Stunning Claim. Gives time for Phaler to get Lady River back. Here is Lady River. Her throw, good for 15. Gilman for Core. Banished. Jody against Lady River. Lady River banished. But Gilman comes back for Phaler. Gilman for Core. Bit of an opening for Jodariel, potentially. Core takes the opportunity and takes the win.
The chastity prevailed.
Worm bad.
It was the will of the scribes which
What are you talking about? I won with a worm.
thus
More worms,
end
more
this
worse.
night's proceedings.
I wish this was Gilman right here, though. Just to reinforce. Worm not bad, worm good.
Until the stars align.
He's He's walking a very fine line. He's walking a very fine line. Well, I think it is time, though, for our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, and perhaps now we will see. We can test that theory a little bit further. So let's head on over to the Fall of Solium. Sermon intro on, we'll go the Never to Return Pyre Hearts version, I suppose, since Phaler is playing Pyre Hearts today. So no request for chat for this one, just having the players taking their preferred teams to finish things off in style. Let's get going.
Welcome, exiles. Welcome to the Fall of Solium. Here you shall be tested by your adversary. The stars themselves shall be your witnesses. The Chastity, stand ready. Pyre Hearts, stand ready. Who shall strive for freedom?
Alright, so as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. No requests from chat for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams to finish things off with style. And for core, that means a speedy Bertrude in the first spot. Whereas Phaler will go with an exploding deluge.
Messenger Imp.
Core takes Webbed Lanthorn Messenger Imp.
Alma.
Quick throws on Almer in the second spot for Phaler. Core will finish with a Leeching Ignarius. And Phaler will finish with a Power Casting Snandra. So alright, here we go, our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. Core on the left representing the Chastity, and Phaler on the right representing the Pyre Hearts. Best of luck to you both. There it is.
Chastity proved their worth.
GG.
As for their adversaries, they did not. Thus ends the liberation rite.
As we were saying, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. Now that's not a name we tend to hear very often in the liberation rites. But anyways, I will hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next week. Actually, well, more on that in just a second. Alright, but let me just throw this screen on right here. Let me boot people out of remote play. Now they're gone. They know to escape remote play as soon as humanly possible. Well, as we were saying, that was the final run of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. Though, I should note, next week, our usual Rite Night would be on Christmas Eve, so let me know. That feels like a day that I may not be available. I imagine there are a lot of other people who may not be available either, so not entirely sure just yet as to what our plan will be for next week, because that may not be a great day for people to be playing a bunch of Pyre. But anyways, my name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. My streaming schedule is Fridays, we're doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer. Saturdays, we're doing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. And then Sundays, as I was just saying, when it's not Christmas Eve, we're doing Pyre multiplayer, although we might not do it next week for that reason. But if you... in addition to that, also posting the VODs for all those streams on YouTube. Vids there as well. Also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher themed card game. But if you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. Just follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I post there when I go live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.